This is a First Alert Weather Special Report.
All right, everybody, so it's at the 4 o'clock hour. It's the 4 o'clock hour on Sunday, this dynamic Sunday that we've been advertising for so long. So right now, we already have rainfall at 1.5 inches. You're thinking, well, that's not bad. But there is so much more that is getting ready to come our way. And we're going to we're going to show you. I mean, we do have flood watches. I just wanted to point out this map. This is a different way to tell that story. The flood watch is something the National Weather Service issues to say, well, these areas are vulnerable. But this kind of factors in more of the information. And so the brighter colors you see indicate a slightly higher chance for flooding. That's why it's a red alert through Monday morning. And it is not just for the rain. It is not just for the wind. It now could also incorporate some snow. Yeah, snow is turning into more of a menace with this thing. National Weather Service offices just north of our area and west of our area have registered winter storm warnings. So they've issued these advisories, meaning you're going to have winter driving conditions now. You know, when you see a warning, that means winter driving conditions. I know. Because it's 60 degrees right now, but there's enough cold air being pulled in that that's going to be a factor. Hey, this is something new, too, from yesterday. I know Craig Allen was talking about this, and you've been seeing this on CBS News New York. That slightly darker shade, that's the warning. And again, a warning means, you know, plan on verifying a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust. So all these stories we've been doing about people taking their decorations down, that's one thing. But power outages, beach erosion, I'm concerned about all this stuff. You know, and in a big generic sense, all the area is going to be dealing with wind. I mean, it's going to be windy through the Poconos, up into the Catskills, and then you throw in some snow to wrap it up. That's a visibility concern. Then you've got the big rigs on the roads. And I got to tell you, I've been driving around today. It ain't no picnic. It is like so unpleasant. And here's something else. You know, because you're watching. Visibility, like it's not just the wind that's messing with visibility. It's like there's enough fog, there's like spray. It's like a drag to be driving. Hey, this is what I was talking about. It's a flood watch. This is a kind of a more scientific, empirical advisory, meaning conditions, atmospheric conditions, and existing ground conditions are favorable for isolated, localized flooding, urban small streams, ponding, areas of poor drainage. Beach erosion, that's a different story. So then you have these coastal flood alerts. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they all kind of raced up too for more of the island. It's interesting that Ocean's on board with that. Just this morning, I see a guy walking his dog early, because you got to take care of the dogs, and he's got a place, Jersey Shore, and he was all freaked out, and I said, I got to tell you, right at the shore, you're going to have almost as much wind as they're going to see out on the island. So, again, showing you, we're going to be updating these during the course of the afternoon. So this is a composite radar, and it gives you a sense of the heaviest rain, and you're thinking, well, good, we're over. 10 minutes ago, somebody said, is it over? Oh, no, it's not over. But we do have these flood advisories where we're already picking up some inland flooding and over the Sound into parts of Connecticut. That green shaded area right there, you see it right there, the county line through Nassau and Suffolk as well. But yeah, this is great for Orange. This is great for Morris. This is great for Hudson Union, where you get a bit of a break. But look at this. And there's energy down here that's going to ride up in there as well. And you can see that. You see that little box there? That's right on the county line between North Carolina and Virginia. That is a flood warning, and we had those. We were popping those yesterday in parts of in Tennessee around Chattanooga, and it was just like mudslide type stuff. It's that much. Look at this line now pushing through. So that'll slide into Clearwater, Tampa, and then ultimately Orlando, weakening. But that's how big this thing is. And then checked in with the family in Tennessee. So much death and destruction in Tennessee. You know, the cold is a big story. It's very, very cold. All the air left behind. That area low pressure is going to run up, and that's why we see this verifying at 2 to probably 4 in pockets. Strong winds, 25 to 45, maybe 50 at the coast. That is why we're concerned about coastal flooding and erosion, and then snow as we wrap it up. Oof. All right, Futurecast time. Gather around your viewing device. Brighter colors indicating the heavier rain filling in for round 2. Again, this line is always suspect. We're looking into the future. It may set up right here. It may set up right here. And you're thinking, well, that's not that bad. Yeah, but the difference between right here and right here is how many million people I mean, think about it. Think about the millions that are right here, and then how that number kind of graduates as you head out, or how it changes as you go into the island. Now, as we go into the evening, holds together, you're watching the 11 o'clock show with Steve and Jessica and yours truly, and it's like pouring in parts of the area, and it's just a steady rain in the city, but then it's this heavy rain. Still, tomorrow morning's commute, it's going to be tough. Tomorrow morning's flights are going to be tough. I hope you're checking right now. Maybe checking. If you have any liberty and you have any freedom to change a flight, I mean, this is the time to maybe consider doing it. By Monday night, it's just a cold pattern. This is interesting. So this was producer Matt V. I've got Matt D and Matt V. Matt V is helping me tonight. And he was saying, look at this one versus look at this one. Some of the high-res models are now extending the moisture, the available moisture. So when they do that, that's right. The cold air is in place, so then that accounts for a little bit more snow. That's going to be the timing issue. The worst of it is going to be the wind and the rain, and then it gets to be into a timing calculus where you have to figure out if the moisture's still there and it meets the cold air, then it turns into a real mess overnight. And these communities that may have power outages, they've got stuff blowing all around. Now, all of a sudden, you know, you got to move a couple of inches, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it still needs to be moved and managed because sidewalks, driveways, secondary roads are going to be very slippery. Not everywhere, just in areas where we have enough cold air. And then it's a relatively benign pattern. There's one little hiccup coming up next week. The North American is taking this down a bit. However, remember, when we use this kind of model data, which you can only hear about this on CBS News New York, we never have time on TV to talk about this. You have to remember, this is more rain. This is more rain. Wait a minute, I already just showed you a graphic where parts of the area are at 1.5 inches already. If we add another 2 inches, there you verified the 3+. See what I mean? This is additional rain, and this also kind of lines up with the heavier totals being expected out west. Remember yesterday the North American had that number closer to the city? The North American forecast model is pushing the snow farther north and west, but hey, Sparta, morning, 3.5 inches. I know what Sparta's saying right now because I love Sparta. They're saying it's no big deal for us, but it's like on a Monday morning, it's going to be that's going to be an issue. So then you got to think about schools. Everybody says, oh, they can just do remote. I don't think that's like a magic button anymore. So that, you know, that's another story. But the weather story is definitely changing with the possibility of some snow. So 42 tonight. That's the worst of it. That's also the working title of my autobiography. So the worst of it's going to be overnight tonight into tomorrow. And then because you've joined us and I've totally gone over my time, I'll show you the 7-day. It's really challenging tonight into the first part of Monday. Monday afternoon, though, could be a big messy cleanup. Could also be dealing with crews getting out there trying to get power back up. And then that Frosty, the snowman that you loved, is now 3 doors down. You got to go get that. It's back. Tuesday's better. Wednesday, there's a touch. Some of the models want to bring in a little shower Wednesday. So we'll talk more about that on the big show. And we are going to be here all afternoon. You know, we'll cut in when the the streaming wheel permits, and we'll just dip in and give you updates as we need them. Right now, though, thanks for sticking around, and thanks for doing the right thing by being informed about the weather. We'll be back right now, though. This is John Elliott on CBS News, New York.
This has been a First Alert Weather Special Report.